I was scrolling through TikTok the other day and I stumbled upon some peculiar accounts. I have no idea who runs them, but they essentially charge money for Looksmaxxing consultations. Before I dive into why this could be problematic and downright dangerous, let's clarify what Looksmaxxing is. Looksmaxxing refers to the enhancement of one's physical appearance, a concept that gained traction in online communities and social media in the mid-2010s. This practice consists of a range of activities like maintaining meticulous personal hygiene, following a tailored skincare regimen, adopting hairstyles that complement one's facial structure, and adhering to disciplined fitness routine. It can also include choosing attires that accentuates one's best features and engaging in specific techniques like mewing to improve facial aesthetics. More extreme measures such as cosmetic surgery are known as hard-maxing, while some aspects of Looksmaxxing advocates self-improvement and confidence building. It also faces criticism for potentially fostering body dysmorphia and perpetuating unrealistic standards of beauty. There is nothing inherently wrong with striving to enhance your physical appearance and maximize your attractiveness, provided it is approached in a healthy manner. Unfortunately, the internet is rife with bad advice, misinformation, and outright ignorance, which can ultimately hinder your progress towards this goal. Take this post for example. I'll be blurring out the account names because this isn't about any particular account, but rather the philosophy itself. Here we see a picture of a girl who looks perfectly fine. She's dressed casually, likely just relaxing at home when she took this picture. With no makeup on and her hair undone, she still looks great in my opinion. Despite her natural beauty, she received recommendations to enhance her appearance. Eyeliner, thinner brows, highlights with a blowout, and plumper lips with a specific lip color. These are pretty standard enhancements a girl might consider for a day out. And this is the after. Are we even looking at the same person? I know these photos are edited, but they didn't even make an attempt to look realistic. Now, I don't know if she received more information beyond what's shown in the post, but to the viewer, it's quite misleading. Her face shape is completely different. Her beauty mark has been erased into oblivion, and suddenly, she's under studio lighting, with skin that's a few shades lighter. To suggest that these minor changes would lead to such a drastic transformation is quite misleading to say the least. How is this even considered Looksmaxxing? It's just different makeup that also looks good on her. The eyebrows are different. Again, I think both looks suit her very well. Her lips look bigger in the second one, which was absolutely an unnecessary change. Now, here's a picture of Blake Lively before Looksmaxxing. In my opinion, her overall appearance is fine, aside from the color palette and lipstick choice. Now let's have a look at the edited version. Is that even her? She doesn't look any better, she just looks different. Am I missing something here? It seems like the common theme of most of these posts are aimed to make the person look unrecognizable. Next, we have another naturally beautiful girl who has been transformed through Looksmaxxing. Essentially, it's her but with some makeup on. I wouldn't even call this Looksmaxxing at this point, and the crazy part is that she doesn't even need it. It's also interesting how they recommended a beta-carotene tan. Beta-carotene is an organic, strongly colored red-orange pigment found in fungi, plants, and fruits. It participates in the synthesis of melanin, thus preparing the skin for tanning and maintaining a tanned and natural complexion. These days, there are many tanning pills on the market that increase beta-carotene in your body, giving a slightly more tanned look. After doing some research, I found that beta-carotene can have some pretty nasty side effects, so I'd be cautious before recommending it to anyone. Although they didn't specifically mention pills, that's the first thing that came up when I searched for beta-carotene. And if you think it's easy to get a beta-carotene tan naturally, let me tell you that you will have to eat around 7 large carrots every day for several weeks. Now this one, I don't have any words for. It just seems they gave her a makeover just for the sake of it. This post, however, is a gem. Here's how Kendall Jenner looked without Looksmaxxing, and this is her after undergoing various procedures. The message here is clear. You aren't ugly. You simply haven't discovered what complements your features. However, Kendall literally altered her features. Promoting this notion to the general public is highly problematic because she had access to the best doctors. If you attempt the same, you might get a Groupon offered by a questionable practitioner in a foreign country, and you and your friends might end up with missing organs and a botched procedure. Even if you found the best doctor ever, it's going to be extremely expensive. Unless you have substantial wealth, then good luck. Thirdly, body dysmorphia. Different does not necessarily mean better. Digital edits do not translate well in real life. We will never truly know what she would look like without those surgeries. And if all that weren't enough, we have people online giving terrible advice on hair and makeup. Glow up tips no one is telling you. Probably because they simply don't work. Matching your hair to your skin, not just the undertone, but the actual color itself, is one such tip. It's essential to consider your skin's undertone, warm or cool, its value, lightness or darkness, and the contrast level, low, medium, or high. The women in these posts look beautiful as they have professional makeup on and are under perfect lighting. Some of these are edited to a certain degree, of course. This approach may work for some, but not for many, making it an unreliable theory for a natural glow-up. Another tip is to make your eyes pop by matching your eyeshadow to your eye color. This does the opposite of making them pop. To make something pop, you need to place it next to its complementary color. That's why blue eyes look even bluer with orange eyeshadow. Another tip I see floating around on the internet is doing your makeup like your celebrity lookalike. And the logic behind that is, if you follow your celebrity lookalike's makeup or styling choices, then you're basically entering a cheat code to your personal style, because they have top-notch styling teams who have indirectly done the work for you. If it looks good on them, it should look good on you too. Well, this approach is flawed. You see, there are different degrees of two people bearing resemblance to each other. You might look vaguely alike, but have different bone structure, coloring, vibe, or different hair types. It makes for a really fun experiment, but if you're serious about finding your aesthetic and signature style, this lazy copy-paste approach will not work. The biggest mistake people make while finding their aesthetic and style is following advice from ill-informed, faceless accounts on the internet and believing in unproven theories. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look better and more put together. However, I dislike the term Looksmaxxing because it implies that you need to maximize your genetic potential and that more is always better. It instills greed and dissatisfaction even in those who are already beautiful. Instead, I advocate for putting effort into your appearance in ways that complement and bring out your unique and beautiful features without letting it become unhealthy. My goal is to shift the focus from constantly needing to improve to recognize your beauty and enhancing it in a way that makes you feel more like yourself rather than someone else. When examining the beauty hierarchy pyramid, you'll find numerous avenues to enhance your personal image. There's a myriad of techniques to explore and test before considering plastic surgery, which here is shown to be an absolute last resort. There is no stigma in opting for surgery, but it's wise to experiment with what works for you before feeling that surgery is the only option.
Because when you look at someone that looks crusty, and they look like they haven't taken a shower in a couple of days, but they have lash extensions on, the lash extensions aren't saving them. They still give that crusty vibe. So just remember that although, yes, sometimes we can't control, affording enough money to do teeth whitening under that basic grooming, just focus on the things that you can control, just as this person says above.
During your journey of personal image identity, it's crucial to maintain self-awareness and avoid becoming consumed by an unhealthy obsession with your looks. Pause occasionally to reflect. Will becoming more beautiful than you already are truly solve all your problems?
I had this thing about not looking in the mirror. Don't think about it. Don't focus on it. Because I didn't want to be too much of anything. I was just born with this face. And so I didn't want to think about it. I wanted to think about the things that I could control. Things that could have happened without beauty.